got an owner who's you don't know when he's going to be in and around the place. He literally came in last season, undermined Gazidis, who obviously there's a power struggle with Gazidis and Arsene Wenger last season. He wanted a director of football. Arsene Wenger poo-pooed that idea, actually belittled him by saying, what's he going to do, director of football? Direct them to where the training pitch is? I thought that was very low blow for him. He's still there after being undermined like that. The owner coming in and literally saying, well, I'm not bothered what you're saying about director of football. I'm going to let him... And he signs a new deal and he's still there. Now, what's he doing there now? What is he actually doing? If he wants to put things through, trying to change, you can't change, and he's now still there. Doing what? What's he doing now? If he's got anything about him, he'd say, you know something, I might as well resign now. Because if I can't get that through, and it's the best thing for the club, what am I doing here? And he's picking up wages.
So how does it change then for Arsenal? Are we going to see changes at the top? Are we going to see changes in the manager? Are we going to see changes in the playing personnel?
Not as long as we've got that owner.
Well, you think they worry more about, as long as Arsenal and Arsene Wenger's earning money for the club, they don't care? Well,
Jamie, even in this current plight, what we're in now, Arsenal is still in profit in respect to the transfer dealings that they'll probably do. They're still actually making money right now. And Stan Kroenke, that's all he bothers. That's all he worries about right now. He's not fussed about what's going on.
The fans are going to take it anymore.
To be honest, the fans.
This year, I think it's a stage where
we're 3 games in. We're 3 games in, and it's like people are talking about crisis and disaster. You're looking at the boss I was looking at him on the bench the other day.
Is it 3 games in though, or is it several years?
No, it's several years in, but he's just signed a contract which he waited and dragged out, destabilised everything, like I say. And now we're 3 games in. Leicester, very fortunate to come out and win that Leicester game. Lost against Stoke and lost against Liverpool. And, you know, in those games, and, you know, Arsenal fans are constantly talking about, you know, I'm always having a go. It's nothing to do with having a go. You cannot say that Arsenal are going to win a game when you're watching and you're taking facts from what you've seen and how people are performing. What am I supposed to say about Arsenal, who are about to play Bournemouth? I think Bournemouth's the next game. What am I going to say? Oh, they're going to blast Bournemouth away? Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? You know, what player is going to step up and what Bournemouth are going to say, I can't wait, oh, I don't want to play against him? It's very tough. It's very tough right now.
As well, right to you with it. It's, we're not saying that we sack Arsene Wenger after 3 games. Like, say, De Boer at Crystal Palace, for instance, that's a completely different... We're talking about years of saying the same thing, it almost gets to the stage, listen to Wrighty and Paul Merson and Thierry, they say the same things. This is year after year we're saying the same things, the same problems, the same inadequacies in midfield, power in their team. The problem, I think, in football is when every single fan can see where you're going wrong, you've got a big problem. And I think every Arsenal fan knows, they've seen great teams, they know what makes that Arsenal team tick. And I look at them now and I just think, they are powered up, they're playing 3 at the back. They've got no clue how to play 3 at the back. Watch Chelsea play 3 at the back and then watch Arsenal. Arsenal do not know how to do it, Chelsea do.
What about the risk in parting ways with Arsene Wenger, whether that happens now, which would be incredibly risky, or say, for example, at the end of the season, or making plans to do it at the end of his 2-year contract? The risk of losing a manager who, yes, finished 5th last season, has consistently finished in the top 4, 3 FA Cups out of the last 4. The risk in changing manager, things don't always get better with change.
No, and I think Alex Ferguson would be a good example of that, but I suppose the difference with Ferguson was that they were winning trophies year after year, and I think if Arsenal look at it, this hasn't been the case. Yes, they've won FA Cups. It's the dream job. It's a great job. I don't look at those players. I watch Aaron Ramsey, for example. Is he as bad a player as what he showed the weekend? Of course he's not, but I just think that every player there looks so comfortable. You know, Theo Walcott, you know, I listened to Theo, he said that we've got the best squad we've ever had. You know, the team spirit's brilliant. Really? Why don't you look like that then when you play in big games? And I just think with Arsenal, everybody is too comfortable. And it's no disrespect to Arsene Wenger. You go through not just football, every powerful job in the world, no matter what industry it's in, 20 years at the top, there's only 1 or 2 people stay there for that long. Ferguson, there's people probably at top businesses around the world. I just think it gets to the stage where players just... You go to sleep, listen, the team talks must be so boring. You know, that's why managers now, Pep, Mourinho, 2-3-year stints and then they're off. It was,
you know, with Fergie as well, you've got to say he knew when it he felt the time when it was time to leave. I think, you know, last season with going into the FA Cup final, the semi-final, going up against City and then Chelsea. Before those games, I didn't fancy Arsenal to win those games. And if there was a time for Arsene Wenger to say, you know something, maybe this is it. With everything what happened last season, with him not signing a contract, we didn't know what was going on. And for them to beat City, the players shown that they've got something. For them to beat the City side and then go to beat the Chelsea, the champions, they've got something. But it seems like they can turn it on when they want. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And I think with the boss, that's an indictment on the boss, on him. I think you have to look at his player selection the other day. The Ox has turned down a deal. I don't know, a week before. That says
I think he put him in the shop window.
No mess about, James. I'm right in the middle of it.
Right,
no mess about.
Sorry, I just wonder if he put him in the shop window.
You know what? If he put him in the shop window and he's gone off of that performance, honestly, you know what I mean? People are desperate. But the fact is that he played him. Ridiculous. Ridiculous to play him. His frame of mind can't be right. Same with Sanchez. And then you've got Bellerin playing on the left. You've got the Ox on the right. Play Bellerin on the right. You've got Kolasinac. We just brought Kolasinac in. He was voted in the player of the team of the year in Germany. You know, so we're talking about a left back who can do it. He can play him. And you've got Lacazette.
I know. What was he thinking?
Seasons,
you said it off air. You said everyone was to play at Arsenal, and he's on the bench.
He's on the bench
at Anfield. Sorry.
Anfield. You know, when he's looking at the Premier League from League One, he's looking at Old Trafford. You're looking at Anfield. It's one of the first places I wanted to play. His first visit there, when Arsenal was struggling to score goals, he's on the bench. You know, the boss has to take the blame for those decisions.